Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the No Nonsense live stream, now on Facebook. I find that this live stream is better than frickin' what we got here? There we go. Oh, how we doing, guys? Are we doing okay? Are we living through the apocalypse okay? Everybody all right? Today's topic is virtues over vices. Continuing on, it's been a month now. Quarantine, lockdown, coronavirus. We all know what's going on. It's life-changing. And I like it. I think it's a good thing. So, what do I mean by virtues over vices? I mean, in my experience in life and this culture that I brought up, we all were brought up here, I have had to learn to seriously fucking try to look at people's good stuff, not their bad things, right? It's hard to do. This thing keeps flickering here. What do we got? What's going on here? 5 minutes. Okay. We're good. It's hard to look at people's... it's so easy to... Why is that doing that? Hold on a second. Fucking... The internet, by the way, has been just halting all my stuff, which I find hilariously funny. I go, okay, do it then. Go ahead, make me not available. I don't care. I do this for me. What does that mean? It means I do it for me. Let's see if I'm actually live. Oh. Damn it. Stupid thing. There we go. Hey, look, it's me. It's weird looking at yourself to look at yourself, right? Okay. It's fucking... Okay. Whatever. Seems to be going okay. So, anyway, back to the video. Virtues over vices. If it flickers in and out, I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what it is. But, I grew up in a world that told me to care about other people, be compassionate for human beings, but also be so fucking selfish and just think about you and be a winner and all this stuff. And it's like, that doesn't work really well. So I've decided to... It's too easy to pick apart people's nonsense, right? Isn't it? It's too easy to look at somebody and be like, that piece of shit, look what they're doing, and judge them. And you can't, you can judge a book by its cover, I guess. You should, in order to, it depends on what your motives are, right? And what I mean by that is, I have interacted with people of all walks of life, and I try to look at what value do they bring to me. If I listen to people and their stories and where they come from, their experiences, man, I learn so much about life. And if I think based on an external circumstance, like what they do for a living is somehow either makes them better or worse than me, that is not true. I have met people who drive trucks that are the most honest, down-to-earth people in the world. I have known doctors that are great. I have known toy collectors that have millions of dollars, but they are the sweetest giving care. Like, it doesn't matter, what your status is. Accolades, status, titles are all bullshit. Are you honest? Are you a liar? Do you tell the truth? If you are honest with me and you tell the truth to me, then dude, we'll get along famously. Other than that, I could care less. I can care less about what your favorite color is, what your sexual orientation is, skin color, where you even fucking come from. Are you honest? And when I judge people, I judge them by, are you full of shit? Are you a snake? Right? But even in a snake, you can still see good in the snake, in a weird way, but they're still a snake. And I've had, in my own life experience, I used to think, like, if you just love everybody equally, that we'll all be okay. It's naive, and it's unrealistic, and it's not true. A snake's a snake, and if you pick it up, it's going to bite you. You know, Aesop's Fables, the story of the scorpion and the frog. Frog was like, I'm not giving you a ride, you're going to sting me. Scorpion's like, no, I'm not going to sting you. What are you talking about? I just need a ride across the river. Frog's like, okay. Scorpion stings the frog. Why did you do that? I'm a fucking scorpion. Like, and human beings are a variety of different types, you know, like birds, you know. Not all birds are the same, just like my bird analogy. I'm a hawk among pigeons. There's eagles, hawks, pigeons, and everything else in between. You know, predatory birds, docile birds, there's everything. Human beings are that way too. There's like predatory humans, leadership humans, docile humans. It's that simple. No, it's not true, Matt. In my own experience, I have come across people that I never would have thought I'd give them the time of day to, and have helped me see me, what is wrong with me, what needs to be fixed in myself, not what needs to be fixed in the world, but me, my attitude, my outlook upon life. These people have shaped me in a way that, because I saw their virtues and not their vices, because there's no perfect person on this earth, you know. There was only Jesus was perfect, and even he flipped a table. So I look for honesty in people. You know, I try to, one of the first things I learned a long time ago was to let go of labels, of putting people in a category. You Democrat or Republican? Republican, oh, fuck that person, you're a Democrat. Oh, you're a liberal piece of shit. All you want is free. See, the reason labels are inherently dangerous when you identify a person as a label, you don't know the person. You are assuming that because they say they are something, that it automatically comes with a negative connotation, right? When you say you're a Democrat or a liberal, people freak the fuck out in this day and age, right? I'm neither, because I never cared about politics. My point of view is, are you a hard worker? Are you just trying to, you know, what are your motives? You know, I believe in tradition. I believe the inherent value of mid to long-term stuff instead of just the short-term feeling of good. That's what I believe. But labels are dangerous, right? Think about anytime you hear a word that categorizes a group of people, it programs your mind to have all different kinds of thoughts about that group, right? Like I just did, Republican or Democrat. Right now, people just probably shouted at the screen, like, oh, this fucking guy's a Trump supporter. Oh, this guy doesn't like Bernie Sanders. I don't care about either one of them. Or Joe Biden. I don't care about any of it. And the fact that I even mention it gets you to spiral says a lot about you. So, how do you see people's virtues? Don't identify with a label. Good, bad, right, wrong, Democrat, Republican, right, left, black, white, red, blue, it doesn't matter. Are you honest? Do I like that person? Are they funny? Or are they just trying to fuck me over? You know? And when you see a snake, you just go, no thanks, snake. And they're like, yeah. And they go away. And I've had people in my life that was naive and just tried to be like, oh, you're just trying to be good to me. And they fucked me over. I've had to learn that lesson. I don't hate people, but I also am not stupid. And I learned from my mistakes going, well, I don't trust that person. Because there's way more valuable currencies in this world, guys, than likes. And if people are on board with how you think and your political views and or the views of what's going on in this world. I know a lot of people disagree with me on how I come out, but at least I'm honest about my thoughts. Okay, I'm trying to figure it out as I go along, and I share that with people because I don't hide in fear of what you think of me. Just because I say something. Now, if you judge me for that and you go, oh my God, how dare that guy, I can't be friends with him anymore, unfriend, I go, great, that means you probably weren't in my life. I do this because I can't sit with thoughts stirring up here. It needs to be out. And to discuss and discern ideas and concepts is not a bad thing, folks. The ability to discern good and bad information, we should all be doing, right? The world has been convinced to walk around in muzzles and think they're going to be okay. Muzzles, masks. And then self-righteous, fearful people go, you need to do that or you're in danger. No. Why don't you just do what you need to do? If you think it's right, go ahead. Never condemn other people. I will sit here and tell you I think it's ridiculous. And it's fine. Hate me for what I think. You're the one dying in fear right now. I'm being honest. I do not believe in nonsense. Okay? I've accepted my own mortality one way or another. I will die, and everyone around me at some point in my life will die. Are you willing to accept the fact that you're going to be alone one day? That's the real question you should all be asking yourselves, right? Ask yourself that. Are you willing to let go of all that you love and know that one day it will not be there? Or are you that attached to it? I've learned to detach myself, but I have a lot of love. I have a lot of compassion for people. I love my family. I love the people I grew up with. I love the friends in my life, the people I come in contact with that I talk to, and it is a privilege to share time with them. I will always speak against nonsense. I will always be honest, and it comes with a price. I know that, and that's okay. But I lived in a world for a long time where I always lied to myself. I cared about what people thought, and it goes against my instinct. My instinct tells me this isn't right. It's not a good thing. And I don't live in fear today, guys. So labels, bad idea. I'm trying to give solutions to these problems on how to combat some of that fear because there's so much fear going on with people. I've seen people just spiral and they post something on the internet like all roads lead to hell that are paved with good intentions. All of them. And what I've learned is when you categorize something as you know right from wrong. If you have a moral compass of any kind, you know what you shouldn't be doing. You know you shouldn't steal something that's not yours. You know that. You know you shouldn't cheat on your wife or significant other. You know that. I mean, but we're actually promiscuous. No. In your heart of hearts, it's not good. All right? But it shouldn't tell morality. Like, it's not up to me to decide that. I'm just letting you know if you have it, and that's the thing. I really think that's what separates people from telling the truth and lies is do you have a moral compass or not? This is coming from a guy who used to sleep with a lot of women, did drugs, was an alcoholic. I get it. I don't pretend to be a shining star. And when I was younger and a teenager, I was so fucking uptight. Like, I was the other Pendulum Swing, which was like, nobody should do anything and everything. Like, if I was a teenager, if I was 16 again, and this was now, this whole quarantine thing, dude, I would have been like the fucking guy who's like, I would have been knocking on people's doors like, where's your fucking mask? Like, I would have been that guy. I know me. I've been me my whole life. That was me 20 years ago. Today, no, I'm wiser. I don't believe that. I know more. I've experienced more. I have learned more lessons because of my fuck-ups, my successes, my failure, all of it. And it's always led me back to this. You have to practice seeing good in people. I believe people are inherently good. They're just terrified right now. They're terrified and they're selfish, self-centered because they're afraid the life as they know it is being ripped away from them. And coming from a man who ripped his own life away from him because he did it willingly by guzzling alcohol, I know that it's scary. It seems shameful. It seems hurtful. It's like you want to just point the finger at people. Always point this finger back to you. What are you doing? Are you shaming people and trying to guilt them? Or are you just trying to love people where you can and be the best person you can be, right? Agree with people. You know, just because you disagree with somebody, you think you have to condemn them to hell just because they don't see the world from your eyes. We need other people's perspectives. I need other people's perspectives. My own perspective is usually that of a dictator, meaning like everybody's going to go because I don't like any of your points of views, right? Now, if I'm humble and I have, and I let go of my ideas and just let things be and contemplate, truth is always revealed to you guys, you know? Vices are so easy to pick apart. You're like, oh, that guy went to, he got a ticket once. He's a piece of, like, people will take the dumbest shit against you and just pretend like everything you say is worthless. You know what isn't worthless, guys? A person's life experience telling you where they came from, how they got there, and where they're at right now, and being honest about everything. There's nothing more powerful than that truth. That person is more in line with God in the universe than anyone else that is just honest with themselves and isn't worried that they may not be invited over to their friend's barbecue on Saturday. And the truth is, they never fucking wanted to go there on Saturday anyway because they never liked the Smiths. Family, close friends, community. That's all that matters. Know some people. In this time, it's good to be more caring to people than it is to be vicious, because once we're all through with this, I think we're going to remember who the vicious people are. Are you going to condemn somebody when there is no food in the grocery store and you do need medicine or a loaf of bread? Or are you going to be too scared to go outside, you know, because you might get sick? Newsflash, guys. You're going to die. Not today, but one day. And that's okay. Just know, accept your mortality. I had a cousin, 17 years old, was hit head on by a semi-truck, died instantly when I was a kid. I was 7 years old. First funeral I ever went to. I only had a couple interactions in my life, but I remember that person. Her name was Bonnie. Okay? She didn't expect to die at 17, but she wasn't fucking living inside doing nothing. After this time, guys, do not let this become the new norm because you're too scared of facing reality and the truth about your own fears. Not the world's fears, not the fears that they tell you to be scared, but your own fears. What do you fear? Because now that you've been sitting there for a month, money's getting tight. Maybe your hours got cut. Maybe you're not even working. I'm not working. I have no income coming in right now. None. But I'm not afraid. I've gone through this before. And every time, it's the fear part that is what gets you to go, well, what are you afraid of? Well, I can't pay my bills. Okay, okay, if my bills are paid, what are you still afraid of? Running out of more money, because if I need the money to pay the bill, if I don't have the money, I got to work. Ride the wave, guys. Ride this wave. It is the best time to be alive right now, because I believe that on the other side of this is going to be great opportunities for everybody in the mid to long term. That's what I believe. I know the short term sucks, and I'm not playing it down. But it's on you if you decide to not go see your grandparents just because you think you're being self-righteous and you might kill them. Guys, don't. That's bullshit. And I'm here to tell you that's bullshit. That is a self-righteous move. And then you try to shame other people into doing it. That's wrong. The only person that can feel guilt and shame in this world for doing and or not doing something is yourself. Nobody else can make you. I can't guilt or shame people into anything. And you want to know how I know? I used to do that. I used to try to make people feel bad for either doing or not doing something as if I fucking had the answers to the universe, and I do not. It's out of my hands, and that's okay. I'm very aware of that. So, I try to always look at the good in people. I know a lot of people in my life, and I see them spiraling. And again, this is like being slowly strangled right now. The first couple weeks, everybody, myself included, I'm not immune to this stuff, guys. I don't claim to be above fucking anything. I have had my days of melancholy and just like, and just being like, fuck everybody. And I do a lot of work to maintain a positive outlook on life because for me, I have to. I can't look at this world through the negative lens that I once did like 6 years ago. I just can't. For me, I have to. It's what I need to do. And when I talk to people one-on-one and I look into their eyes and we have a conversation, I could see the universe, like just the heavens and everything that makes them human, the compassion. I feel it. It's beautiful. That is the connection between you, God, a higher power, whatever you believe, the universe, the cosmos, energy, nature, fucking pick something. But when you do it to yourself and you think you know better based on an article or this or that, just ask yourself, how are you behaving today? Are you being the best version of you? Are you loving? Are you caring? Are you telling the truth? Or are you just scared? And you're too afraid to admit that you're terrified and you might need some help. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And I'm afraid to ask for help. Even as a man, you know how hard it is to admit that I need a hand with something, that I feel a certain way, that I might be scared or have some concern or I'm angry. It's fucking hard. And to go to people that you trust with that and not have them ridicule you for being a certain way, it's hard to find that. But when you find it, it's okay. True compassion for another human being is being able to listen to them, to understand, and try to be of service to other people. And not make it about yourself, right? I choose to not be afraid. And I share openly my thoughts and ideas because if I sit with what's going on in here and I don't get it out, whether I'm right or wrong, it's not even about that. Like you get out that energy because in here, scenarios get created, delusions. I start manifesting my own ideas about the world. And when I look outside, everything's fine. The cardinals are out every day chirping. The robins are trying to get their fucking worms in the ground, right? People are still going to the store. And if you think your life's going to be okay if you just stay home and do literally nothing and not take this time to reflect and point the finger at yourself as the problem, you're a docile animal on a farm. You're a goat. Don't be docile. Be aware. I wanted to be docile at one time. I thought it was a better way to live, to just be like, you know, I just want to watch TV shows and movies and maybe have a family and just have Christmas, and it was great. And there is that. But something about it was just, I was lying to myself about something. And I've always tried to stay true to myself. This is why I'm at where I'm at today. This is what I do, because I don't give in to pressure. I'm not the boy who does what he's told when he was a kid, and he's like, just follow the rules. No. I can comply with certain things, but I will never consent to things that aren't true. Well, how do you know, Matt? I'm like, I don't. I know bullshit when I see it, though. I know agendas that are greater than what you think is being presented to you. I know that the Wizard of Oz is all smoke screens, and behind the curtain is just a guy. meaning that it's never as big as we manifest the fear. And if you're really honest with yourself, you fear death. You fear your own life ending. You fear the life of you fear loss. And that's okay. It's painful. It's painful to lose people in life. It's painful to watch a loved one die. It's painful to see suffering. But to get through it, you have to accept life is suffering. But also, once you accept that, know that every moment of every living day is potentially your end. And to be the best you can be. Not through anger, not through ridicule, but through love, honesty, and just be in the now. Because that's all we got, guys. We are all in this together. And it's not about the corona thing. We're on a global world shutdown. And we need to see past nonsense. Our own, first of all, starts with us. See past your own nonsense, your own bullshit, your own real motives for doing stuff. And not to just be like, yeah, I said that. Oh, you agree with me? Yeah, I agree with you. Oh, they agree with me. It must be okay. Like, speak for your own self and only you from your perspective. And if you're being honest, great. But if you are going from raw emotion and anger and you get mad because other people don't see it your way, you're a little on the lost side. Ideas, concepts, feeling, it's all meant to be discussed, guys, but you have to do it when you're calm. And when you have a one-on-one conversation with people and you get ideas across, turns out people aren't as agitated as it is. I think what people can't understand is, why don't you agree with me? Can't you see? Can't you see the things that are happening out there? I'm like, I see them. I see a lot of people. Because a lot of people are afraid of dealing with themselves. A lot of people probably have some guilt. A lot of people probably have a couple skeletons in the closet they feel bad about. And it's okay. I hope that people learn to deal with that stuff. And I truly hope that you can see good in your neighbors, your family. You know, it's like, there's things that, you know, I have two sisters. I love my parents. There's stuff I don't agree with by any means, but I fucking love them to death. Just because I disagree, we see the world in a different way. I love them. They're family. My sisters, they're my sisters. If you were to harm one of my sisters, I will kill you, right? Because that's what family does. It's that simple. If you were to harm my woman, I will kill you. That's it. I don't care about the laws or if police come to help you. How about you handle your own shit? Ever think about that? Are you capable of handling your own stuff, or does everybody have to handle it for you? There's nobody coming to save you, guys. No president, no government agent, no cure. You are responsible for your life. That, I believe, is what most people are scared of. How dependent they are on certain things. How unaware of reality most people are. Because I was. But I had to go through a thing in my own world where I had to discover the truth within. And it took me almost fucking dying to do that. To myself. Nobody else's fault. Wasn't anything going on in the world. It was all me. Take responsibility for that. But I figured things out and I continued to move forward. I always look for the similarities in people. You know, George Carlin used to have a good bit, you know. That's why you gotta have fun and remember to laugh, you know. it is hilarious when you see people wearing a bunch of muzzles, masks, and then wearing gloves but are touching stuff, but then touch their face, and you go, yeah, I've worked in food industry and stuff. It's like, dude, you can't touch a piece of beef and then go touch chicken. It's cross-contamination. And you're wearing those gloves like everywhere you go. It defeats... It's not going to work, guys. Okay? It's a nice placebo effect. I mean, if it makes you feel better and you feel like you're going to do okay, go ahead. But just know you're wrong. In the future, if you can admit you're wrong, you can grow from that. Living in a cesspool of fucking despair and fear, it's not worth it. I'd rather live a short life filled with the things that I love and are enjoyable to me, rather than live a long time spending my life in a miserable way. What's better? There's been some people, I try to put a principle before a personality, right? Because if I put personalities before and I just start looking at people based on their personality, I might like them, but I'll be like, fuck that guy. Fuck her. She's a bitch. That guy's a dick. I have to look at their honesty. I've met people in my life that don't like certain people, can't stand certain people. But I see something different when I listen to that person speak. I hear they're always honest, and I can trust that person and speak openly with that person more than a person who just doesn't like it because they shouldn't say that. You are not well, people who say that. Look for honesty. I used to... My own neighbor, I used to judge. I was like, look at this guy driving his Mustang. And then I fucking talked to him a couple of times. And we've talked a lot since this whole fucking debacle. And he's a good dude. Fucking nice. Very courteous. We shot the shit. He used to invite me over for dinner with his girlfriend. I go, God, what's the problem here? Oh, me. And don't pretend like you don't think that too, because I know if I can think it, you can think it. We all think it, folks. It's an effort to not give in to those thoughts and to accept reality as it is, not what you think it is. There's a big fucking difference. And it takes getting over that initial scare, that fear, and having the balls to knock on your neighbor's door and get to know them if you don't already. And if you do, great. You know who you can trust then, right? And even if it's friends you've known for 30 years that don't like what you say, I still love them. I disagree with you, but I love you. And I hope that love is reciprocated. But I know I'm out of my mind. But I used to tell people what they wanted to hear because that's what I felt they wanted to hear. But you know who was dying because of that? Me. I won't do that anymore. But it doesn't mean I have to be vicious. Like, I actually care. I love hearing how people are like, you know how I got through something and my life's going great and I got married and I got a kid and, and I'm building things. And you're like, God, that's good. You're doing it. You're living life. You're living life. It's too easy to pick apart somebody's negative thing, right? I've got vices. I get it. I have a ton. And I try sometimes to tone it down around my loved ones and friends because I could be a handful if I want to. But you know what? I have found the best solution to that is to listen to people. Let them do the talking. And get outside yourself. Be of service. And allow others to just be. When you're not thinking about what you think. But you just need to know when to apply certain stuff, Never apologize for telling the truth. Ever. If you get scared and you apologize for saying what's true, the only person who's going to suffer for that is you. Because then you just gave away any chance you have of redemption. And I'm not talking about, in here, when you lie, when you deceive, when you're dishonest. And if you do it on a daily basis, then maybe that is just who you are, and you accept that. At least you're honest about it, right? You're honest, like, I know what I'm doing, I'm a piece of shit. You're like, okay, fine. But see, at least the honesty thing is what makes you go, okay. But if you're like not dishonest, you can't lie about certain things. I can't afford to lie about anything. Just know, today, you're okay. Everyone's okay. Love your family. Know that if you had kids and you're trying to do that, like, oh, I'm worried about my children or something, or my grandparents, dude, you brought children in this world damn well knowing that they may die. So don't worry about it. Enjoy that. Revel in the fact that you did the greatest thing on earth, which was create life. There's nothing better. Nothing. No accolade, no title, no amount of money, no car, no fucking fancy thing. That is it. You're in it right now. This whole month, you've been in the greatest thing in the world, which is life and family. You're in it. Always. Don't be scared. Don't give into the fear. Don't worry about where your monies or your bills are going to come, because it's all nonsense anyway. You could have a farm and grow your own food. You don't even need as much as you think you do. You need to eat, sleep, love, family every day. That's it. Everything else is just whatever you want it to be. Don't be mad at people, because if you get mad at others, it's you who loses. And I've done it. I've done it a lot in the last month. I don't think I get mad at people because they don't like what I say, or I don't agree with it. I think I just feel sorry for people that are just like holding on to nonsense, but I get it, because they're like attached to it and they thought that was a part of them, and now that it's not there, they're like, well, who am I did that. I lived vicariously through years, through movies and TV and Nintendo and games and music. It made me think, like, well, am I even real, or am I just quoting things from shows and movies my whole life, right? I am real. You're real. We're all real, guys. I'm trying to think on a deeper level, other than just stupid jokes. Don't get me wrong, I love laughing, but go a little deeper sometimes, right? It's a good thing overall, because you actually experience more joy, more relief, less anxiety. You don't need a pill for it. You don't need a stimulus check for it. Look around, your family in front of you right now. You're okay. You're okay. So, we're all human beings, guys. We're variations of human. But we're not above or below anybody right now. None of us. I'm going to get going. Everybody have a wonderful day, and I'll get back to doing what I always do, which is just be. Don't take yourself too seriously, guys.